Since the early 1930s, the world has been mad for comic books and the genre of science fiction. Some devote so much of their life to them that they no longer live in the real world.
But what is it about this medium that's got us all so intrigued? I've decided to investigate.
Owen Duncan helps run the comic book store Forbidden Planet. He is a self-confessed comic book and sci-fi lover, with many aspects of his life revolving around them. I spoke to Owen and others to get their views. What do you think it is about the medium of comic books and science fiction that some people find so interesting?
I think it's the variety. At least for me, it's definitely the variety. I mean, you've got every story you could think of set on every world, every planet, the imagination is limitless, and so are the comics that get created by these people with amazing imaginations and great talent in art and writing.
I think it's because it covers such a wide age group. You've got people my age and a lot older that have read the comic books and fallen in love with the characters there by reading the books in their hands. And then you've got such amazing technology with all this CGIs and things in the films where kids have fallen in love again. So you kind of got the whole age span that it's just so easy to watch and so great fun.
A relationship between text and imagery not only gives the reader a creative way to capture a story, but also gives them a means of which to escape the everyday world. But are these people spending way too much time in these imaginary worlds? So do you believe that comic books can be so immersive that it can have an effect on your personal life?
I didn't initially when, obviously through my lifetime, I've read the books, enjoyed them, got into the spirit of it and then put them down. And it wasn't until I started putting Dalecon together that I met the groups that are the costumers that really do this as either a hobby or some do it for a living. And when you speak to these groups, and I'm sure you'll pick up when you interview some of them later, they are almost believing that they are the characters.
I guess it depends how that obsession manifests itself. I mean, my obsession in comic books led me to making them, so now I get to travel around and go to New York and sign books and meet cool people and enjoy myself.
What is the other side of the scale?
I mean, it's difficult because comics characters and stuff are super popular at the moment, right? Because Iron Man and Avengers and everything, and that's great. There's more comic conventions than there's ever been, so it means I get to go to more shows than I ever probably would have. But at the same time, everybody kind of thinks that we're all just like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, that we sit around all day in our Superman pajamas, and that's all we think about.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, and a lot of the people we get in here can be quite introverted, but I know that people that find it hard to find adventure in their normal lives will turn to comic books, and they're fantastic to give them a bit of escapism. But I don't know whether you get some obsessive people in. I suppose the same as any obsession, probably is a little bit bad.
Readers find adventure within a story and a means of which to express their imagination in the most exciting way.
Comic books and science fiction, it all eventually just comes down to people just trying to navigate their own lives. And I think the cool thing specifically with science fiction is usually science fiction is not actually about the future. You write about a pretend future in order that you can talk about people today, usually. If you look at Star Trek, it's pretty much about social issues in the 60s and projecting a place where we might want to be in the future, not what will actually happen.
Like any obsession, if you're so focused on one thing that you neglect other aspects of your life, it's going to be negative. I mean, applying it to comics and sci-fi, I think those people that feel a little more introverted or perhaps don't have adventures in their normal lives would turn to comic books and gaming and sci-fi for some kind of immersive escapism that they can enjoy.
While the comic book industries have definitely been successful in terms of audience satisfaction, as the total income of comic books made on average each year is $248.44 million. minus the millions made from sci-fi comics being transformed into films.
It's safe to say that the world of comic books and science fiction are very, very, very popular. I now understand why this is, and why it always will be.